Michael Moore, and welcome once again to The Awful Truth. Now, a lot of you probably don't know this, but the network that we're on here, Bravo, here in America, it's 25% owned by GE, General Electric. And the CEO of General Electric, Jack Welch, he's retiring this year. And, well, you know how we are on this show. Those who give to us, we like to give back. And Jack Welch has, in part, given us the gift of television. So we thought, geez, we should honor this guy. And then we checked the calendar and we found out that tonight, yesterday and today, this is the 10th anniversary of the beginning of the Gulf War. So, you know, suddenly we're faced with a dilemma, you know, like what do we honor here tonight? The brilliance of a man who was able to make $94 million a year and get rid of 50% of his American workforce? Or do we celebrate the anniversary of a war that recalls a time when the love of the Kuwaiti people rose deep in the American heart and gave us the will to go and bomb the crap out of Iraq? Well, you know what we thought? Why not celebrate both? So let's kick things off with this video salute to Jack Welch.
Jack Welch, chairman of General Electric.
Jack Welch.
Fortune magazine's manager of the century.
Jack Welch.
Salary?
$94 million a year.
$94,000,000 a year.
And that's a whole mess of money for Jack Welch. Corporate legacy?
Downsizing.
35 Superfund cleanup sites.
Thousands of jobs moved to Mexico.
Over 100 counts of filing false charges with government agencies, and that means
no more government contracts for
Jack Welch.
Jack Welch, the monster truck CEO of General Electric.
Retiring this year.
Thank God.
With an $8 million a year retirement package.
That bastard.
Jack Welch.
Do you have any idea when the Gulf War ended?
Nope.
1990.
91.
95?
We never declared war?
It's still going on.
Why do you say that?
You don't believe me?
Nope.
Watch this. If there's one thing that's made this summer suck, it's those high prices at the gas pump. $2 a gallon? How the hell did this happen? Some blame OPEC's decision last year to limit the production of oil. Others blame each other. And some people blame this guy.
We see in Saddam Hussein an aggressive dictator threatening his neighbors.
Of course, we like to blame him for just about everything. But this time, the fact that there isn't much Iraqi oil on the market isn't really his fault. It's ours. Because even though CNN told you that the Gulf War ended 10 years ago, they're wrong. It's still going on. It continues today thanks to a host of United Nations sanctions and illegal bombing by U.S. and British warplanes that's been going on now for 10 years. This is in direct violation of the UN's own humanitarian mandates, and it's why more people have resigned from the UN in protest than for any other reason in its history. Before he resigned, Dennis Halliday was chief of the UN's humanitarian relief program in Iraq.
I believe in 1999 there were about 30,000 sorties over Iraq.
30,000 sorties over Iraq?
Over Iraq.
Just last year?
Just last year.
Back during the Gulf War, U.S. artillery and jets deliberately targeted infrastructure like railroads and the electrical power plants needed to run refrigeration and water purification systems. Now, the little food that does get to Iraq often can't be refrigerated or distributed.
About 5,000 children die unnecessarily every month.
Every month?
Every month. And that's why many of us use the word genocide. Because genocide is an intentional killing of a people. And that is what is happening in Iraq under the auspices of the United Nations.
Dying kids? Genocide? How about it cost me $40 to fill up my minivan last week? I knew what had to be done. I took over this once humble gas station in Upper Nyack, New York, placed an ad in the local paper, and shifted the pumps into overdrive. Welcome to Saddam Gas. My plan was simple. Sell gas to American motorists for 60 cents a gallon and, in exchange for the lowest prices around, collect food and medicine to send to the Iraqi people. I buy all my gas from the wacky Iraqi. My point men, Farouk, Ali, and Muhammad. 3 Arab Americans with a flair for quality service. Today, we inaugurate the holy war against high gasoline prices.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar. Okay, now go give those Yankee Devils the quality service they're used to. Get in there. All right, let's go. Fill it up. Okay, we'll need some food for the starving children of Iraq. Is this a great deal? You get gas at 60 cents, and the people of Iraq don't get to die from starvation, huh? Cool. Yeah, good deal. Here you go. Fill her up.
Thank you. Hope to see you again.
Americans sure were loving my gasoline for food program. Oh my God, this will feed one village. But I had to wonder, what about our hatred of Saddam Hussein? What about George Bush's line in the sand? What about the whole Gulf War? Had people just forgotten, or was it something else? Patriotism or a bargain, which is more important?
The bargain's winning out right
Even
now.
though the gas is from Saddam Hussein.
The bargain's winning out right now.
The bargain wins out, yeah. Would you call yourself a running dog of imperialism or just an educated consumer?
I'd say educated consumer.
What do you think of this little operation here?
I think it's good.
How would you feel if I told
like
you this
it.
gas was coming from Saddam Hussein?
I don't like him.
But it's 60 cents a gallon.
You want me to like him at 60 cents?
Will ya?
I'll give him change.
There we go. Okay, that's the beautiful part about this country, huh, sir? Thank you. Thank you very much. Because you're our 100th customer, sir, you get a free Gulf War mug. All right, you get your choice of the Scud missile, Schwarzkopf, Saddam, or Bernard Shaw from CNN. How about Bernard Shaw here, hiding underneath the table there in his hotel room during the Gulf War? There you go, sir.
I appreciate it.
All right.
I thank you.
Thank you for being our 100th customer. All right?
Okay.
Salam alaikum. The enthusiasm was contagious.
Saddam's gone crazy!
Come on! Let's go! Let's bring the next patriotic American right up here. Let's go. We got the lowest prices here.
And I got the emptiest tank here, so
I can see that. You're going to get the biggest haul today.
What about all his weapons that are hidden? We don't want to give him more reason to build his arsenals up by feeding him, keeping his people so healthy they can build their nuclear arsenals up.
Well, sir, if you stay in this line and fill up this big gas guzzler at 60 cents a gallon with our Iraqi gas, you're going to be helping the man right now.
Is this Iraqi gas here today?
Yes, sir.
How'd you get that?
Can't tell. It's against the law.
Well, you keep bringing it here at 60 cents a gallon.
And you'll fill it up.
Yeah, I'll fill it up.
All right, that's what I want to hear. Thank you, sir. Of course, with an enterprise like this, there were bound to be a few small cultural differences.
Allahu Akbar.
Now, see, this is what cuts into my profits. It happens 4 times a day.
Allahu